understand this and you will make more money. This is guaranteed. If you understand this, then you will make more money. Hey guys, welcome to the Level Up Unemployed series. My name is James Sellu, founder of jamessellu.com, online marketer, entrepreneur. Make sure that you guys head over to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button and go to jamessellu.com and join the mailing list for exclusive content. So ladies and gents, welcome to Level Up Unemployed. Today we are going to be talking about the subject of money, and specifically we're going to be talking about how you can make more money. Now, today's title, understand this and you will make more money. This is guaranteed. If you understand this, then you will make more money. I've been an entrepreneur now for the last 6 years, and I've realized the number one thing that holds people back from being successful is their environment. Very, very important. So we're going to be going through key things today in terms of your environment that you have to understand that will make you more money. So listen carefully. This is going to be powerful. Now, we hear it all the time, and it's so easy to sound cliche. It's so easy just to brush over it. Things like your network is your net worth. We hear statements and we see the motivational pictures with a bunch of cars or mansions behind, and it says you are an average of the people that you spend the most time with. If you hang around with 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6th. If you hang around with 5 deadbeat broke people, then you will also be the 6th. So today we want to talk about how true are these statements? How much truth is there in the power and the importance of your network? This is what we're going to be focusing on today. Now, it's so important that you understand why your environment is so key to your success and how much impact the people around you today have. There's a lot of importance placed today on diet when it comes to nutrition, but understand that your diet isn't just the food that you're putting into your body. It's the information that you're allowing into your mind. It's the conversations that are being had around you, consciously or subconsciously. You are absorbing these messages and they're having a major impact on your success. And it's so significant that you understand the importance of your environment. You can't grow a good seed on bad soil. It doesn't matter how good the seed is on bad soil, it will not grow. And the number one thing that I've seen that holds people back, especially when it comes to being successful and making money, is their environment. It's the people that they are around. And that's why it's so important that you pay attention and adopt what we're going to be talking about today. Now, one of the most important lessons that I've learned is who you take advice from and who you pay attention to. Now, understand that what someone can teach you today is based on what they know. And what someone knows is based on what they have. It's not just what they say, because if they're saying it, but they don't have it or they can't prove it, then they don't know better. Because if they knew better, they would do better. So what someone knows is based solely on what they have. And here's what I've realized today. Opinions are worth every penny that you paid to get them. And opinions are free. This is why everyone has an opinion. Have you noticed? Because here's what I noticed on my journey to achieving success and continued success. And when I was trying to earn more money, here's what I realized. The brokest people that I knew had the most to say, regardless of whether it was about politics or religion or finance or success or fitness or anything. The brokest people that I knew were full of opinions, but the problem was they had no physical evidence that they had any idea what they're talking about. And here's the encouragement I have to you, and here's the advice that I can give to you today. And this is something that I've learned, is that the most successful people in my network today, they rarely have opinions about much in a public forum. They tend to keep the majority of their opinions and knowledge to themselves. And if you want to find out what it is that they know, most of the time you have to pay. It's called consultancy because they know what they're talking about. An example, let's say that you have a real estate expert within your network. Now, the chances are, if you don't have a very close personal relationship with that person, you are going to have to pay money to extract that information from them because they know what they're talking about. Now, if the people on your team, the people around you, the people that you're spending the most time with, if they are all extremely average when it comes to money, you are going to find it very, very difficult to go to the next level financially. This is all about leveling up. And if you're around extremely average people, it doesn't matter how good you are, whilst you remain in that environment, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to take things to the next level. And here's why. When you're stuck in a certain situation and you're stuck at a certain level of thinking, you need new thinking around you. You cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it. And usually what most people do is they complain amongst their group of friends, they complain amongst their peers, they complain to their family members about having a bad financial situation, not being able to have enough money and wanting to make more. But the reason that they rarely tend to move out of that situation and level up or elevate is very simple. You can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it. You need new thinking around you. And new thinking is going to come from a new environment, but you have to pick that new environment very, very carefully. If your goal is to win at the game of money, you need to be playing that game with people who are levels above you. You can't learn how to go to the next level financially from someone who is at the same financial level as you. Because if you could, then you would already have been there because they would have taught you. So it's super important that you learn from people that are playing at the next financial level. Now, why is it so dangerous to be around an average group of people when you're trying to become successful? It's because of their attitude. Now, typically what you find is that people that are at a certain financial level, it usually comes with a certain attitude towards money. Now, a disclaimer, it doesn't make you a bad person if you're not at a certain level financially, but there are certain logics that do apply that have to be said. And the majority of the time, if not all the time, people that are at a certain financial level, it comes with a certain way of thinking, and they are going to tell you certain myths that are going to hold you back. For example, have you ever heard anyone tell you that you shouldn't invest into those types of things, or you shouldn't invest money into businesses? People that say that money doesn't grow on trees. People that say things like credit cards are bad. People that say things like don't get into debt, don't take risks. These are some of the common myths that people that have a certain attitude to money will tell you. And if you don't know any different, then you're going to buy into exactly what they say, and it's going to hold you back. Usually, let's say, for example, that you start a business or you want to invest money into something or become successful in something. It's usually these types of people that are the first types of people to hold you back. If you guys have ever heard of the crab in the barrel analogy, or you've seen the video of what happens when you put crabs in a hot stove and you see one of them try and crawl out and you see what the other crabs do to that crab. If you don't know what I'm talking about, have a look at that video online. This is what tends to happen when you have a group of average people. One of them tries to break out, the rest of them will shoot them down. Don't do that. You're wasting your time. Is no point. You're never going to make it. I know someone that tried one of those things. You shouldn't bother investing. These are the types of things that average thinkers will say. These types of people, typically, they're living for the weekend. They're going from paycheck to paycheck and they struggle to escape from the financial binds that hold them because of the mindset that they have. Being broke just means that you don't have money temporarily. But when you're poor, it's when you're passing over opportunity repeatedly. Being poor is a state of mind. That's what's holding most people back. And this is why it's so important that you get a new winning team, because if you can't change the people that you're around, then you need to change the people that you are around. So where do you start? Let's say that you want a winning team. You know that your team is extremely average, and you know that you need to go to the next level financially, just like I did. When I got involved in entrepreneurship, the majority of the people that were in my circle were not suitable for entrepreneurship. The majority of people that were in my circle, they weren't the right types of people that were going to enable me to get to where it is that I wanted to go financially. So I needed to go to the next level so that I could attract new people. So where do you start? And where's the first thing that you should be attempting to try and gain new individuals from? Now, the first thing that you have to do is put yourself out there. You need to network. You're not going to find the people that you know just by magic. They're not going to fall out of the sky. And typically what they say is that when the student is ready, the master or the teacher will appear. And if you're really serious about creating that wealth and getting to the next level financially, you're going to come across the right people because you're putting out the right messages. So let's imagine that you judge your financial success on a scale of maybe 1 to 10. And let's say 10 is super successful. And let's say that 1 is at the lower end of the spectrum. So let's say 1 is horrible in terms of money, and 10, let's say that you're doing great. You're like Warren Buffett. Now, let's say that you see yourself as a 3. Now, in order to get to the next level financially, you need to be with people that are higher on that scale. Now, you're not going to go from a 3 straight to a 10. But here's what you can do. You could go from a 3 and potentially you might know someone who's a 5 in your network. Now that individual, they're going to be having a different level of conversation to a 3, and they're going to inspire you. They're going to show you what's possible. They're going to give you other opportunities, potentially open new doors. And more importantly, in their network, they're going to have someone who's maybe a 6 or a 7. So let's say that you were a 3, you networked with someone who's a 5. Now you've met someone who's a 6 or a 7. Again, they're going to give you information that you can absorb. They're going to teach you things that you didn't know before. Let's say then you bump into someone via them who's an 8. All of a sudden, before you know it, now you're playing the game of money or learning the game of money from someone who's an 8 or a 9. And you started as a 3, but based on the things that they've told you over the coming months and years, you can start to increase that number closer to where it is that you want to be. And this is why it's so important that you understand why your environment can potentially hold you back and kill you when it comes to the game of money or success, period. So it's super important that you pay attention to the people that you're around, because it's so true. You are an average of the people that you spend the most time with, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. They're pouring messages into you. That's having an impact on your actions. That's having an impact onto your outlook in life. So my message to you, make sure you pay attention to your environment. Be really careful who you spend time with. Be careful of the negative, toxic conversations or the energy they might bring to you, especially when it comes to money or success. So if you got value from the video today, make sure that you go onto the YouTube channel, click subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Share this video with someone that needs to hear this message, especially when it comes to the game of money. Understand your environment. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.